Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Secretary Albert Domingo from the Department of Health.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. To the question on how the PhilHealth computes its request for a budget, it does not refer to the computation on the syntax allocation. Instead, it counts the number of members based on a database. There is a database on indirect members, and then it generates a list. It enumerates the number. The exact number escapes me now, but this is the process. And then that number is submitted, multiplied by a factor, which is the premium rate, and then it is submitted to the Department of Budget
therefore,
Management.
when you come up with your budget request for the subsidy, you don't actually consider the taxes being collected that Congress passed for purposes of subsidy for indirect contributors.
That is correct, Your Honor. The budget is computed based on the need.
So they're not following the law? You're not observing what the law requires?
Your Honor, budget principles require that it's needs-based. If we will follow it based on the projected fund ceiling or availability, it might not match certain needs.
Yes, I agree. It's based on needs. But the problem there is PhilHealth limits the funding so that you don't address the needs, the health needs of the Filipino people. If you increase budget 200%, and I don't think the Filipino would not avail of that. You define your own limits. The Congress allocates budget or collects taxes, provides for collection of taxes to answer for the subsidy of PhilHealth for indirect contributors. Now, when you request money for subsidy, ang ibig mong sabihin, hindi mo papakailam yun? Hindi mo naiintindihin yun? Gagawa ka ng sarili mong formula because you have limited understanding there's a limited need of our people for health.
Your Honor, the current administration agrees with your observation, which is why this particular case under litigation has been the signal it has been using to increase the benefits. Ang tagal na po, 10 taon.
So therefore, if the current administration recognizes that, very thank you. And therefore, they should bring back the money back to PhilHealth.
Your Honor, the reason why the administration recognized it because for the longest time, the corporation has thought it will always get money because of the guarantee of the syntax.
Oh, precisely, whatever would be, whatever is that. As long as the government recognizes now, it is now incumbent on the part of the government to return the 60 billion that was transmitted already because it recognized now. Hindi lang na-recognize probably before, ngayon na-recognize na. So therefore, when you recognize it, you should return it. What do you think?
Your Honor, if it pleases the court, Section 58, the sovereign guarantee, even without this maneuver of the 89.9, government can and always will increase the benefits. But the signal, Your Honor, if it pleases the court, that this litigation gave is a strong signal for it to do so.
So the people should now be satisfied by a strong signal from the administration.
Your Honor, it's not necessarily the administration. It is the fact that the reserves, the amounts...
You said the government.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So a strong signal from the government to help PhilHealth and expand benefit should now be enough for our people to rely on.
This is the start, Your Honor. If the case is allowed to proceed, if the transfer is allowed to proceed, it is a use it or lose it signal, which all national government agencies have, so that we will use our funds. GOCCs like PhilHealth do not have that signal, and they think, at least before the current CEO or the current administration, they think that just because there is an earmark, whether hard or soft, that they will get the money, and there is no stimulus for them to actually increase the benefits.
When you prepare this budget of yours for subsidy, why did you not consider the collection made by government, by BIR, on the sin taxes? What was the reason behind that?
Your Honor, mathematically, it's the premium rate. The way that the premium rate is determined, unfortunately, is not actuarially fair. It is not based on the spread of benefits that is due the Filipino people. Kulang po talaga yung binabayad ng PhilHealth. 10% lamang po in 2024. Kaya dapat po talaga taasan. And mathematically, the only way to do this is to increase the benefit packages, which we are doing now.
But the government collected taxes already, representing supposedly the subsidy. Why would government not transmit everything to PhilHealth as originally intended.
That is correct, Your Honor. Unfortunately, the receptacle to which this money can be transmitted cannot handle the amount of money
So
because
if it
it's too
is-
small.
So if it is correct, and the reason why it was not transmitted because of administrative matters or hindrances, you agree that this should go to PhilHealth. It's a matter of spending it. So therefore, when government merely allocated this amount, probably substantially lower from the taxes that were collected, all of the balance should be given to PhilHealth. This year,